One of my favorite moments as a journalist is when I reveal my disability after an interview. The silence is usually very priceless. Just moments ago, we were having a seamless conversation, me just asking them questions, them replying, and we're just having very flowing conversation. But when I give them a chance to ask me a question, they usually say, "Oh, tell me about yourself," and just not to stress myself and not to make the conversation very long. I just tell them straight up, I am blind. In 2004, I lost my sight to glaucoma. It was really made worse by counterfeit eye drops and medical negligence. The serious headaches and fading eyesight that resulted from that are a story for another day. But in that darkness that resulted from it, I found light through Braille in Pacheli School for the Blind. The magic of touch and the Braille code was a real difference for me because it gave me the opportunity to start reading books all over again. It gave me that chance to see the other world that was taken from me apparently by blindness. By primary 4, we became free to start learning how to type, and that machine was noisy but quiet. When I say quiet, I mean I can't really see what is typing, but I shall know I'm typing on keys, and those keys are reflecting on the A4 paper. But thank God the computer came around, and that is how my story changed. I now had the opportunity to learn what can talk to me, and I can type back for it to tell me whatever I have written. My first day in the lab was actually very not nice, in the sense that I actually pressed spoil in the lab. I drew down the keyboard, like 2 of them, and when they came crashing, I was sent out of the lab. But a teacher took pity on me, and like a week later, she brought me back to the lab and she introduced me to Job Bad Sex with Speech, which is JAWS, and Narrator. Those 2 were basically text-to-speech for me to understand whatever the computer is saying and for the computer to understand what I'm saying in terms of whenever I type to it. While I was struggling to perfect my use of the computer system, I also got in touch with using mobile phones. My first phone actually was my mother's Nokia 1600. That phone was tiny but awesome because it gave me that opportunity to communicate with friends that I met in school and to also make other friends. Though the phone had no speech, it was actually nice because I had the opportunity to learn how to memorize things. And in fact, I had a lot of contacts in my head. I think I had up to 50 contacts in my head, and so I had to use the opportunity to learn how to work with things alphabetically. And that was how I started using the mobile phones. And by 2010, all that had to change because Nokia also introduced the N76. And that was like a revolutionary smartphone because it gave me the opportunity to use a phone that had text-to-speech. That revolution came with another improvement, and that is when smartphones in particular came around. I'm talking about the Androids and the iOS. So with those now, I had the opportunity to even go online with my phone. I had the opportunity to read things on my own. In fact, I had the opportunity to start downloading books and reading on my phone. It even gets better because I never imagined myself being a journalist until I met Ayola Efunkoya in 2011. He is a blind journalist with Voice of Nigeria. His story basically changed my view about journalism, not being for the sighted alone. And with that, I studied mass communication, and now I write news stories. But I still rely on my colleagues for final formatting and publishing because text-to-speech software, or screen readers as they are called, are not yet perfect when it comes to images and layout. I still find it difficult to put the images where they are meant to be, to get the great layout that is needed for a good news story to go out there. So my colleagues basically do this job for me after I'm done writing and doing my own bit of formatting and editing. In terms of moving around Lagos, it's a test of faith because I had to pray and fast and hope that someone out there would see me when I'm trying to cross Lagos Road or when I'm moving around with my guide cane, because Lagos drivers don't wait. There are no audible crossings, and if there's nobody to cross me, I'm basically going to be standing there for hours. With ride-hailing apps like Bolt and InkDrive, I can basically sit in the comfort of my house, book a ride, schedule it, and they can come pick me up and take me to wherever I'm going to. So with these apps now, it has become quite easy, even though they are expensive. My challenge is basically with these apps is the fact that some of them still have issues with accessibility. I'm talking about some of them having images that are not well explained in terms of you're telling me about a car that is coming, you're not putting the color of the car there. Basically, you're not describing the car to me. You're just basically giving me the opportunity to just say, oh, a car is coming, and hopefully the driver will call me to come out. So there are things that basically I need to see. So as someone who really loves food, the fact that technology has brought food closer to me in terms of giving me that opportunity to be able to buy food online without stepping out or without me going to the kitchen to cook is a blessing, because I can buy any food I want online, pay for it, and they bring it to me, or I can even pay when they bring the food around. The issues I still have with these apps is the fact that some of them still lack image descriptions. These descriptions are basically meant to tell me which food is that and how much it costs, but some of them don't really have that. I have to be doing guessing game. I want to buy jollof rice and chow. I'm not here to be doing guessing game for hours and hoping that I'm buying the right food. There's a new technology called cash reader. With cash reader, I can really identify Naira notes. You know that Nigerian Naira, from 100 Naira to 1,000 are almost the same in terms of texture. So to identify them is really, really difficult because I can't really tell which one is which, except someone checks it for me. But with cash reader now, I don't really need to look for someone to do that for me. I can basically just pick up my phone, turn on the cash reader app, and it scans the image of the Naira note, and there it goes. It tells me which amount is that. And that has really drastically changed how I work with my money and what I do with my money. But yeah, with all these apps and technology popping up every day, there's still a huge limitation in terms of accessibility in Nigeria. I can tell you that Nigeria is greatly inaccessible in terms of the digital tools we are building. Most Nigerian apps are not built with persons like me in mind. If you don't build with accessibility in mind, you are leaving out 27 million Nigerians with disability behind. We want to shop, ride, pay, and learn just like everyone else. So labeled buttons and image descriptions are not favors, but design standards. Build with us, not for us.